his character is named Brogan, but actually a long time ago he used to be called Nimrak, which is charming spelled backwards.
Yeah, Prince Charming spelled backwards. It was going to be charming with a curse. And at one point, Brogan was kind of had the make on Fiona, and Shrek was like, "Who is that guy?" And really mad. And we recorded a lot of lines with John Hamm, and he was so charming and so engaging that it was like hurting our story. You're like, I wanted to be with that guy. He's really, that guy's cool and charming and sexy. Craig Robinson and John Hamm and Jane Lynch all went crazy when they saw the design of their character. I mean, all of them were really gracious and like laughed out loud. I think Craig Robinson even
screamed.
He screamed. He was like, "Woo!" But that's always a fun thing to show them their character. Actually, John got to see him evolve too, because we're still working on the character as we're recording his voice.
The whole idea of having this ogre world, this ogre resistance, was really tough for us to figure out who these guys were, and it took a long time. We had them like hillbillies. We had them too dumb. Then we had them too smart. We had them too much like
Too military,
which was kind of boring. And then
they were all Scottish at one point,
so,
which is odd. That didn't make any sense.
Brogan had hair.
So casting them ended up allowing us to create to have those guys create characters with us. And so we basically went for the best people who would bring the characters to it. So he was a fairly obvious choice for us because we're big fans and he's hilarious.
He's the funniest guy and the greatest guy to work with. Specifically, those three, it was Jane Lynch, John Hamm, and Craig Robinson. Those characters really weren't anything until the actors came in and did their voices, and then suddenly their characters just elevated,
And we made stories around them because of that, and they would, because they created these characters, then they had a place in the Ogre Resistance. They had a role in it that we knew kind of how they operated, and we just added more and more. And obviously, a lot of that isn't in the movie, but it's behind what they're saying. It's behind every scene.
The animators also take a lot of inspiration from the recording sessions because we actually videotape all the recording sessions, and the actors would make these really funny, wonderful faces, and they actually, a lot of times what you see in the character is derived from what the actors bring to the table when they record.